Welcome, Matt, to What If Deku Was the One Who Destroys All? Part 2. So, in the first one, we covered what happened with, like, Zuko got mind controlled and he's trying to get to be saved by his sister from All for One. As they think, or actually, it is true that All for One is mind controlling Zuko to being his successor. And we were now, it's on 2 versus 2 battle between All Might versus All for One, Zumi versus Zuko, as the blast, or now, yeah, so Zuko, the innocent version of him, tells Zumi that about, like, I'm hurting, please help me, and all that stuff. As he wants to just have someone kill him. Yeah. So, Zumi knew that so, yeah. Before she even got a chance to tell him, All for One used a portal and teleports Zuko away. Aim. With his little League of Villains. And yeah. So then the villains became. So yeah, so then the next is the All Might, or no. So Zuko meets Overhaul. As Zuko grabs Magnus and compress, as he says, "Don't let your anger control you." As he tells Magnus that she'll die if she gets near him. So Sticky Steel Threads latches both of them to the wall. Sorry for her name. Thing who kinda get angry when someone bosses them around. The only person that bosses them around is me. As Overhaul says, I see. And plus, you already knew that my quirk is. Yes. Your quirk is rebuilds one. I forget its actual name, but yeah. So yeah. And ends up um Zuko ends up killing or he does like his usual thing, but he doesn't need the quirk or or he because he knew that he won, and so yeah they do their thing and like a meeting, and then yeah, and Ares went to Zuko as he pets her on the head, as he understands what the she looked or he looked in her memories and saw horrifying things what Overhaul has done. And yeah, he keeps his promises as yeah, he just wants to yeah. So Ares was or so the villain shows up or no, pro hero shows up to try to take out as Mirio is trying to who like punch Zuko but ends up missing as he dodges the attack as he tells Ares that or actually he dodges the attack and Overhaul is ready to kill oh Mirio. So then yeah, Mirio ends up dodging Overhaul's attacks and the Zuko like uses his full sprint, grabs the Mirio's or actually copies Mirio's quirk, and now both of them have phased through walls. Mirio has its original quirk, right? And Zuko has it as a ability. Let's see. He just needs one more thing. As he looks at Ares, as Mirio didn't notice that the if she or if he takes or if he thinks that his quirk got taken away. As Zuko uses his newfound abilities when right beside Ares, as he says to her that I may copy your quirk. And it's not as he copies hers. Yeah, her quirk. See, that wasn't so hard. Plus, you might get a lollipop for a minute. As she's happy about it. Now, oh, just run along. Just let us as adults do our thing. As it was a three-way battle. as Raw Girl and I forget the other one, got one. Tape Boy is got the upper drop thing, as he tells them that, you think you're trying to restrain me, aren't you? As he grabs Raw Girl's tongue, as he copies her quirk, and he grabs the Tape Boy's, copies his, and it feels great. As then the dragon lady comes through the roof, and kills everyone. Here. Sorry. Yeah. So basically, yeah, Dragon Girl kills, or tried to kill, Zuko, but Zuko ends up regenerating, as his hand was on the Dragon Lady's leg, as he copies the quirk and turns it into ability, and never felt this before, as she's spewing blood, as some of them are surprised about it. Like, what's going on? As he's, yeah, as even his own father was in it. So yeah, basically, as he starts giggling at himself. No matter. As All for One says, "Oh, I see. You're the copying everyone's quirks, and turning them into your abilities. It takes takes your life energy too." As his father didn't his father didn't realize, and but then All for One says, guess you're once I give him my quirk, he'll be the one who destroys everything that you own. As yeah, that's what All Might's, or All for One says to All Might. See, his ability doesn't just copy the quirk. He turns the quirks into the abilities. As yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So basically, my little friend. Sorry. So yeah. As he as he tells them that if he had a choice to, if he dies, he's here, he'll go down swinging or retreating and die a slow, painful death. Yeah. As they couldn't they couldn't bear couldn't imagine him dying right now. As his sister didn't encourage him, but she heard that he's gonna die soon. As Zumi runs up to him and tells him that, please don't die. We need you, theme. As the Zuko uses his final power or hit to, as he tells him, or Overhaul got captured. As Zuko puts his hand on the ground as he says, absorption copy. As he copies the everyone's quirks all at once. As Sir Nine Eyes knows what he's gonna do. As he tells them that he's gonna end his own life. As his sister runs in, and please don't, mother. As the heart of Zuko has finally died, or has stopped. As he laid there. He's slowly getting his eyes closed. As his sister says, please stay awake. As Sir Nine Eyes walks over and tells her he's dead. And as she starts crying, she couldn't believe that her own her own brother did the final wish. Or before he died, he tells her that become a pro hero and we'll meet again. I promise. As Zumi he was just there crying her eyes out for the last 20 minutes or longer. So basically, that's what happened when mess with somebody that's anger. So, yeah, it's sad. But there was one thing that he actually, before he died, do you remember Ares' quirk that he copied? You mean by using, and of course he had one. Was right next to her in the little lunch pail thing. As she opens it, she grabs a lollipop, and yeah. But the all the quirks over, like, he probably has more quirks inside of his body than the Nomu and or a citizen or pro hero ever had in their entire life. But Zuko, who as wanted to just die in peace, so he overhaul pulls the trigger, and Zumi doesn't want to leave her brother. But yeah, so Sir Night says it's good for him to be in that situation, as his memories flowed back into his own body, as he starts tearing up. Like, he literally was tearing up. Yeah. So basically, now, yeah. So that was a burial ground for them. As his body regenerate, like rewind, or actually, all those quirks that or his abilities, they all fused into infinity. So each one was a group of, like, kind of like the Infinity Stones, like power, rage, and all that stuff. Yeah. Well, he comes back. He comes back to life because of the time thing. Like, his soul power allowed him to come back to life. And yeah. So then he walked right out. No. As he is now Zuko. Ooh. And he wants the anti-hero now. He wants to kill every villain. Ellen that he holds a grudge against All for One. So yeah. So All for One, or he comes back to life. He puts on a like a mask and hoodie. As, yeah, the then yeah, as he goes right to the quirk doctor's area, and he was mad. He was furious about, yeah. So I'm talking about Zuko was mad and furious at, yeah. So Zuko walks over to the quirk doctor, grabs him by the head, rips his head off of his body, and then stuffing the TNT inside of him. And he just, yeah, he wanted to see his sister. So, and he went to a mall by himself as the Todoroki's dog, or not dog, the sister, her, were walking around. Yeah, I'm just adding a little bit of like romantic stuff. Actually, not, because so then he comes back to, or so then as he there's teleport, as he basically teleported a lunch pail very quietly, and with a note, as let's say after UA, as she's about to walk out, as she sees a lunch pail, or she kicked it, and yeah, or actually, as she opens it, and it's for her, as the meet me at these coordinates. There's a secret. As they go, or as she goes to these coordinates by herself, she didn't tell anyone. But then when she arrived at those coordinates, in the forest, right next to the Pussycats area, well, right next to it, she says, "Okay, I'm here. Oh, you got my message." As a hooded man with a mask. Yeah. As yeah, I know that there's one thing that your brother has. As Zumi says, "Do I know you?" Huh. Some say, or you may say that, but you do. Let me reveal myself. As he takes off his mask, his hoodie, and reveals who he really is. And she, like, couldn't believe it. Her brother is still alive. And she runs over to him, hugs him to make sure that he's really there. And yeah, he is. As I, as he says, I kept my promise to you. Eh? As yeah, Zumi tells him that he needs to turn himself in to get some help with his to clear out all that abilities stuff. It's easier said than done. I still have a couple more things that I have to take care of before I turn myself in. Like what? As he was so kind. Kind heart, kind soul. Yeah. Basically that's what happened. The So he told her that he wants those villains to pay for to mind controlling me. And yeah. So then Neem now so he does that, like you and the and yeah. So he kills or he made every villain pay for what they did to him. Yeah. Then he turned himself in. And yeah, Zuko was and they like what she promised him that they will undo all the abilities that they put into and yeah. As one of them asks, man, whoever puts those quirks inside you had a lot of them. But then when he says, well, if I or he actually says the actual name of who did this to him. But he also didn't or they did or he says he's not living anymore. That's why I wanted to turn myself in after I did it, because yeah, I'm broke free for, yeah. So now I'm my own person. You have your own person. You choose whoever you chose. And I got snatched by AIM all for one to become his successor. Now I still have one more thing. As yeah, as All Might felt kind of bad for this kid. He been through a lot more than a normal kid. And yeah, Quirk Doctor told him that actually he had a quirk. That it's hard to explain it to him. As he turns as the so yeah, Nezu, who where is he? Where is he? I'm trying to look for him. So Principal Nezu wants he understands as he tells Zuko that the I know those crimes that you committed wasn't your fault. You were controlled by someone, or by All for One. So you want revenge on every villain that did that to you, right? As Zuko nods his head, the as Mr. or like Midnight and her or him were standing guard to make sure he didn't do anything. I'm not that stupid. The yeah, and to be honest with you, Nezu, I would rather be a hero than being the villain, anyways. But the All for One kidnapped me and turned me into it. So yeah, that's why I'm really upset at the villains. Understand? Please understand that. As he understands that it's it wasn't his fault. He was a victim. As they all agree that when to actually join UA, he actually got accepted to UA at this moment. So he does the that and by himself, as he says, as the quirk, as he remembers the quirk doctor says that he lied. So when he got mad, as he opens his mouth, oh, and he did like that cannon blast. Yeah, when he did that cannon blast, like fire breath, it obliterated everything. Like it disintegrated everything in its path. Yeah, the entire city, or fake city, was down to the ground. As everyone, Class A, was like that. Some were like, man, this kid's on a whole nother level. Yeah, so he catches up to where Class A began. So, yeah. So now basically, now, the, and yeah. So he did, and like, this is the, almost towards the end, but the Rinko, who, that girl, and not Todoroki's, but Momo, Rinko and Momo were dating Zuko. Oh, and got married to him. Like, both of them got married to him. That had 4 children, and 2 for each mother. So, yeah. That is just insane. And now, yeah, it's just a little bit of a romantic stuff instead of like all out brawl. Like, I could have just said Zuko at age of 3, he killed everybody with just his power. Like, snap his fingers, everyone dies. But I want to extend it out so that he, like, one time one day in that what if universe, a meteor came down, and it was about to wipe out humans out, but Zuko just kicked it away, like, done. I'm just done with you. And yeah, so yeah, and now this is the end of the video. Please leave a like, share, subscribe, comment, and quit making like thumbnails for, or like, with inappropriate pictures, because that, it seems like not a young kids would do. Would just look at those, but just make like a normal picture, like just that normal, not the seeing a anime character getting her mouth, or like her mouth is drooled on, kind, because that just, I'm worried about the kids that watch these videos. So be safe out there, little ones. Be safe. Bye.